and every one, nor will their families and friends. The willingness of some to give their lives so that others might live never fails to evoke in us a sense of wonder and mystery. I get that feeling as I stand on the hallowed ground of a national cemetery, looking out across the rows of white crosses and markers, each one guarding the resting place of an American hero. They span generations of young Americans, all different and yet in many ways all alike, like the markers above their resting places, all alike in a truly meaningful way. As we honor their memory today, let us pledge together that their lives, their sacrifices, their valor shall be justified and remembered for as long as God gives life to this great nation. And let us also pledge to do our utmost to carry out what must have been their wish, that fewer and fewer future generations will have to share their experiences and repeat their sacrifice. Have you ever visited the tomb of the unknown soldier in Washington, D.C.? I'm sure many of you here today have. 12 or 13 years ago, my family visited Washington, and as it turns out, Arlington National Cemetery was one of the, my favorite visits throughout the entire city. And there's so much to see and do and learn in Arlington, but the one thing that I will never forget is the time we spent at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And it's not just the fashion in which the soldiers at that tomb fulfill their duty, but it's the sheer magnitude of the duty that they are doing. The fact that they are guarding that tomb in memory of all the soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines, all those who have served our country and given the ultimate sacrifice, those who have given their life for our country and for our great nation. While we were at the tomb, after watching the old guard soldiers fulfill their duty, I couldn't break away. I felt a strong urging just to stay there and watch the ceremony over and over and over. I think I could have sat there for most of a day and just taken in what was happening in front of our eyes. But I had a couple of teenagers on the trip, and we moved on, and we went on down the road and saw a lot of other fantastic things throughout the city of Washington, D.C. Please listen to these words shared by another friend of mine, a veteran who served over 20 years in the United States Air Force. These words try to give us a sense of what's happening at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Soldiers never die until they are forgotten. Tomb guards never forget. Right now, a sentinel stands guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. His watch is silent. His steps are exactly measured. 21 steps across the black mat, turn to face the tomb and pause for 21 seconds. Turning a sharp 90 degrees again, he faces east for 21 seconds and then retraces his 21 steps, turns and marches again. 90 steps in all. His shoes have a steel tip on the toe and a steel plate on the heel, which adds a fluid motion to his walk and gives the signature heel click during his maneuvers. His gloves are moist to ensure his grip will not slip on the rifle he carries on his shoulder, the one between the world and the tomb. Even on the hottest day of summer, he wears a heavy wool uniform because it offers less wrinkles. He'll spend an average of